Okay. Well, there should be music during that intro, and there wasn't, so apologies. Howdy, Kodiak. Yeah, sorry about that. I had I set up a birthday thing for Beth last week, and I removed my computer to act as a media player in a different part of the house. So when I hooked it all back up, OBS lost all connections to everything. So I'm gonna flip through this just to make sure this is all working real quick. That looks good. That looks good. I need to get instructions over here. How are you doing, Kodiak? Hope everything's well. I have got a story. What's up, Missy? So let's decide which botanicals we should do, because I'm leaning towards the centerpiece, the dried flower centerpiece. But I haven't even opened this yet, so. Oh, before we do, I don't know if you've all seen, but I've got the Shell Walker, Horizon Zero Dawn Shell Walker. I had to put a trans clear stand up here because the legs are just too weak. But I think that turned out well. Yeah, we can put them up here. And then the Strider is all complete. I took pictures of these. So this turned out pretty well, I thought. And that's Aloy on the Strider with her bow. And then finally I got the parts for this one today. This is a lance horn. Big props to my friend in the lug, Frankie, who came up with the idea for the legs for that. Very, very happy with this model. Turned out really well. I had to make some changes because the front legs were a little weak. But everything else turned out pretty well, I think. I'm very excited to put this on the mock. The mock is basically going to be a ruined road with a couple of the beasties on it. So it'll be fun. I'm very excited about all this. Also just finished, and I just posted on Instagram, the design for the Sawtooth. And I wrestled with that for a very long time, and I finally was able to get it done. I'm very happy with it. So, all right. So we have two options. We have the bouquet and the centerpiece. So the centerpiece is the dried flower centerpiece, which I'm very looking forward to these pieces in here, even though I'll probably keep this together for a long time. We've got some reverse epaulets going on here, some nice fins. This is going to be a lot of fun, some good part usage. This one's also excellent. I've seen this one in real life, and I haven't seen this one, so I'm leaning towards doing this one tonight. This one also looks like you can do it with two people. If Beth was feeling better and wanted to help, we could do that, but this one's got some green sausages, I think, somewhere in here. So it's got a lot of good parts usage. So that'll be kind of cool. But I think we're going to go with that one to start. Okay. Beverage tonight is Ridiculous AF by Saloon Door Brewing out of, I think, Houston. Don't know where this is out of. Webster, Texas. All right. So it is a Russian Imperial Stout with peanut butter and chocolate. I'm not feeling that great, so I may not even get all the way through this, but we're going to try it out. Oh, man. That's heavy on the peanut butter. That's very much Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. Oh, it's not a pull tab, or it's not a tape tab. So it feels like it's been a while since, let's get the instructions up. So we're going to do dried flower centerpiece. I may have coughing fits throughout the evening. I apologize. So, I guess this is the 2 booklets here. Yeah. So, like last week, I got just a bad head cold. Started off, we went to see Flogging Molly, and this was for, this was ahead of Beth's birthday on the 4th. So it's been a while, I feel like. Yeah, there's not many bags to this. So we might be able to get this whole one done tonight. I'm not going to do anything with the instructions, but you can see the instructions come in like that. So, go to see Flogging Molly. Excellent show. Had a lot of fun. And the next day, I noticed my throat is a little sore, and I'm like, well, it's because I was shouting at the concert. Saturday night is Beth's birthday. We have a big party here with lots of people. And it was a good time, and we were up late. And I noticed towards the end of the night, my throat is getting really sore, right? Like, I can feel it. It's gone from, oh, it's a little raspy and sore to it actually hurts, right? I think I'm going to get sick now. So I couldn't sleep that night. Stuck with it for like a day. Trying to get the instructions up here. Hang on one second. And there we go. Got some instructions. So there's some information about like how to display the flowers. You can get multiple sets, combine them with different things. It's gonna be great. I'm loving these botanical sets. They've been really fun. Fun to build, why isn't this, come on. Thank you. I'm gonna move that over. They've just been delightful. They're all over the house. So the next day I notice I'm not feeling well, right? I'm starting to sneeze and cough. Throat is still sore. This is Sunday now, so I'm just like, all right, so I'm going to chill and not do a whole lot of anything. But then Sunday night, I start getting a fever. And I was like, oh, crap. Well, I can't go to work. So I call into work, and I make an appointment, make a telehealth appointment for later that day. Monday, I'm feeling a little better towards the afternoon, but still, sick. And so that's just kind of how it goes, right? When I get sick, it starts usually like that. It starts with the sore throat, and then head cold, drainage, and then it all settles into my chest, and then I cough for like a month. And there's really nothing I can do about it. So the doctor gives me 2 different cough medicines and an inhaler, right? Because I tell the doctor I'm worried about the fact that I tend to cough a lot and I tend to lose my breath when I cough and all this kind of stuff, and I swallow wrong and it's just uncomfortable. They're like, well, we'll do an inhaler. In case you feel like that, use this inhaler too. I was like, all right. RSV's going around. Everybody's sick. It's just not good. So I'm like, well, I'm in it for a while. But I started feeling better, as the week went on. And then Sunday? Was it Sunday morning, Beth? When was the hospital? Sunday morning? So I put off everything that I wanted to do, right? I'm not going anywhere. We're not going out to see anybody. I don't mow the lawn. our dryer has gone out, and I'm trying to fix the dryer, but I'm like, I can't. I'm just not feeling good. So Sunday morning, and this is like on the heels of getting better, at about 3:30 in the morning, I wake up and I'm just coughing fit, right? And I've had these coughing fits before, and they usually just go away. But this time, a coughing fit that rendered me unable to breathe. So cough, 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 and then I wasn't able to inhale. My throat just closed up. And I'm just sitting there gasping for air for about 30 seconds. And Beth runs into the room and she's like, "Are you okay?" Because she didn't really register. She wasn't sleeping well, so she was awake. And she comes into the other room and she's like, or she comes into the bedroom and she's like, "Are you okay?" And I can't answer her. I can't talk. I can't breathe, right? Oh, interesting piece. I've never seen this piece before. Funky, funky, funky. So, and she knows this happens to me every once in a while where I'll just kind of lose my breath. But I'm usually able to kind of slow down, breathe through my nose, get it back, and I'm all good, right? Well, this time I'm like, I can't stop. I can't breathe right now. So she calls 911 and we got EMS showing up. And I get to go to the hospital in an ambulance because for probably almost a minute I couldn't breathe, and I was panicked and like tunnel vision and everything. I was really close to passing out, and I think getting close to passing out finally relaxed my trachea or whatever, and I was finally able to get some breath in, and that's like right as the paramedics got there. And broke out into a sweat, and I'm just sitting in bed in my underwear because I was, it's 3 a.m, and there's like 8 people in our room, and I'm like, oh man. So they're like, all right, well let's go. So they get me all checked out and blood pressure and all this kind of stuff, and they can't get back to our bedroom because there's a puppy gate in the way, so they can't bring the stretcher back there. So they're like, we're going to need you to walk to the stretcher, and this is in the middle of the Lego room here. So I get up here and I had the presence of mind to put on PJ pants, and I was going to put on a shirt, but they're like, don't, because we got to attach stuff to you. A shirt's going to not, it's going to not do you well, so just a blanket would be good. I'm like, all right. So I grab a blanket and PJ pants, and that's it. Get on the stretcher, get taken out to the ambulance, and I don't know if you can still see it. They're probably gone, but there's a bruise. If you ever try to get an IV run on the way to the hospital by a learning paramedic, it's not going to happen. So I got poked 3 times before we got to the hospital, and they couldn't get a line running. And I think all they were going to do is fluids. So I get to the hospital, and Beth has at least the presence of mind. She grabbed a sweatshirt and my wallet and keys and glasses, and I go through triage, and it's like 4 a.m. at this point, and they're like, all right, well, what's the issue? And the paramedics explain to them what's going on, and they are like, all right. And then they dropped me into the lobby where we waited for 4 hours. So it must have not been that bad, right? And I didn't have any more coughing fits after that. But it was scary, right? And I'm like, all right, well, this is enough of this nonsense. Like, this needs to end. So I need to call doctors and, do what I can to figure out what's going on, because that's just... I either have asthma or it's some weird neurological thing where I just get bronchial spasms or something where just my throat closes up. And so it was very scary. And so ever since then, like, I've been congested and all this kind of stuff. So they didn't really do anything for me at the hospital. They gave me some like military grade Sudafed and a steroid shot, and the understanding or the thinking was that the post-nasal drip was irritating my throat, causing me to cough, and just the amount of coughing, I must have some sort of asthmatic reaction, which I've never really had. So adult onset asthma. I do have a friend who's had RSV already this year, and she's like, this is the medicine you should probably take because all the other medicines suck. Absolutely use that inhaler, you know, all this kind of stuff. So it was not great. And yeah, our dryer's out, so I was trying to fix that, but the parts were wrong, and a wire had blown, so I was trying to replace the wire, and I ordered a wire and got the wrong one. It's just been a week. I mean, I got the right one, but it was like they sent me one that doesn't work. So, so I've got like some CT scans coming up in the next month, and then I'm going to visit an ENT again and just kind of see what's going on. And as scared as I was, because I mean, it was frightening, but I mean, it's one of those where you kind of know your own body. I can't imagine what Beth was going through. That's got to have been terrifying. Had to have been terrifying. So that's how the week is going. This was, yeah, so I took Monday off because I was like, well, I just got out of the hospital. And I might have some viral infection. They can't test you for a viral infection right now here in Austin because apparently all the tests are gone. Here's your first bag. So I was tested for strep like well before, tested for COVID, tested for the flu, none of those, right? So they're like, you probably just have some viral thing and we can't really test for all those. Mostly because we're out of tests. Yeah, I hope so too. I'm thinking that probably what it is I have garbage lungs, so I cough all the time. I was a smoker. I've had pneumonia a bunch of times. I've had all kinds of bronchial infections all the time. So I think I've just got a propensity to like have buttery lungs, just like coughing up a lot of stuff. This is fun after an evening talk, by the way. So when I get these colds, it just sits in my chest and I just cough forever. I cough so much that I like pop my back and I pull muscles in my ribs and my abdomen, and now I get lightheaded when I cough, so that's a lot of fun. And right now I'm feeling just like my head's just stuffed. So whatever it is sucks. So I have easily aggravated, probably pretty scarred up lungs that have a tendency to fill up full of garbage. All right, so here's where we start getting into some fun pieces and fun piece colors. Let's see. So how's everybody else doing? How's everybody else's week? And also because I couldn't really, like, I don't know how long I'm going to be talking tonight. I don't know how long my voice is going to hold out, but I'll go as long as I can. Had to, cough for a couple days. I mean, these are kinds of things like I'll cough for a month. It'll just be constant waking up in the middle of the night having these coughing fits. Yep. Well, and I cough so hard and so often now that I get lightheaded. Like the room just spins and my ears buzz and you get tunnel vision, and I'm like, I have to sit down. It sucks. I hate it. So, do you have any lingering stuff now that you've had it? You've had it a year ago? See, this one doesn't have, okay. And I'm all bent out of shape because I can't mow the lawn and our grass is really long and the dogs don't have anywhere to go to the bathroom. And I can't walk them because I don't have any energy to walk them. And the dryer thing's really pissing me off because I was like, nah, I'll be able to, you know, I'll order the heating element, replace it, not a problem. That's pretty cool. Turn that over. So I get the heating element and I pop it open and it's a wire that got melted and I don't have the wire. So I order the wire. I order the part. And it's just like a 14 gauge wire and it's got these metal slider clips on it to connect to like the thermostat and stuff. And I'm like, surely Home Depot, Lowe's, something has, you know, thermostat wire, 14 gauge wire in these clips. You'd think so, but they're all like double insulated rubber plastic. I'm like, this is gonna melt. I don't need all this extra stuff and I don't know that it'll work. So I might have to go to a auto shop and see if they've got any. Somebody on Facebook, I asked on Facebook, I was like, does anybody know how to do this? This like guy I used to work with like 15 years ago. It's like, yeah, I think I got what you need. So that's a cool piece right there. It's like a pine cone looking thing, like a rock. I've never seen that. I've seen the geodes that kind of that shape that have the cutouts in them and the dual molds, but I haven't just seen that. I don't know what that's from originally, but it's pretty cool. All right. But the Flogging Molly concert was amazing. And Beth's birthday party was a lot of fun. We had a good time. Good time was had by all. It was a 90s party. So we got a bunch of 90s era snacks, and everybody wore grungy clothes or whatever you were wearing in the 90s in case you happen to be around then. The Chinese New Year ice pond set. Oh, cool. All right, this is going to fall off really easily, so just be aware. These trees tend not to have really good clutch power under there. So I just finished up the sawtooth design for my Horizon series of beasties, and I'm gonna need like all of these pieces, all these toe ball socket pieces. I'm gonna need like 30 of these things because the dude's legs are like all these joints. It was really weird. I struggled with it. I think one of the last things I worked on here was that model, and just could not figure out, couldn't figure out the shape of the head or the size, and it was really bothering me. And, you know, dreaming about it, trying to figure it out in my head as I'm falling asleep, just plugging away at it every day. And then today we had training for a software that I'm never going to use, but we need to kind of all be aware of it because I think it's going to start replacing some other pieces of software that we do use. So we're all kind of getting used to it and training on it. But there's a lot of it today where I was like, I don't really care what this is. So I'm going to have Studio up in the background and just knocked it out. Like, went from having almost nothing to doing the whole thing in one day, and just kept it real simple and realized that, you know, it doesn't have to be super complex and doesn't have to be the best built thing. Just make it look like it should and you'll be good. So I was very happy with it, and I can't wait to get all the pieces for it. So I don't know what these are for. These are like, I know they're like plant things, but I mean, were they something else, like watering cans too, maybe? Is it cool focus again? I think sometimes when I hold stuff up, it focuses and then it doesn't know to refocus, so. Oh, whoops. Jumping ahead. So yeah, at the very least, I can expect I don't know how many $100, $1,000 ER visit bill coming due soon, I'm sure. So that'll be fun. And I was really excited because I've been selling off a lot of those architecture sets and putting it all into savings. We're gonna try to go to we were gonna go to Montreal, but I think now we're gonna try for not next year but the year after, or next year, to do go to London. And now I'm like, well, there goes all that savings. So that's fun. All right, there you go. So far. Yeah, I'm going to pull that up real quick, actually. I remember this time, too, to plug in my network connection, so very happy about that. Yeah, this just worked really well. It all came together. Really happy with how it looks. I fought with like how big to make the paws, like give them actual claws and stuff. And then I was like, you know, there's those rock pieces that look like little claws that they've done before in animals. And the head bothered me a little bit. I needed to get these little eyes in there like that, but I couldn't figure out how to get them that far back. So, you know, it worked pretty well. I don't think I need that for anything now that I realize. I think I can probably get rid of that piece in there. Maybe do a bottom part of the jaw. But yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. Very happy with it. It's very articulate, so you can move the legs around a lot. It's got the right number of joints on it. Hopefully it all stands up pretty well. I think it's a good size comparatively to how tall Aloy is. So yeah, I'm super excited about that. Don't save. And now I might be able to sleep because that was literally keeping me up at night. I'm sitting there finishing up a Brandon Sanderson novel. It's one of those where you're like 300 pages away from the end and you're like, I'm almost done. I can finish it tonight. And so you stay up till like 2 a.m. reading, even though you're not anywhere close to being done. So between that and not feeling good and Lego brain, it's like have not been sleeping, which is exactly what you need when you're recovering from respiratory viruses. All right, this looks slightly bent. I'm not sure how bent this is. Bent up, maybe? Don't know if you can tell, but like right there, it looks like it's slightly bent. Maybe they're overlapping. I don't know. Oh, let's see what else is going on. Bad Batch is running. It's been pretty good so far. They had a couple episodes last week. It was a twofer last week. 12, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, just all of these. And it was really good. This episode was okay. A couple of them have been like not awesome, but they've been fun. And then we got Mando in a couple weeks. We got Ant-Man starts this weekend. Season 3 of Star Trek Picard started today, and pretty good first episode. Like, I was pretty entertained. I feel like a big time jump has taken place, and we weren't given a whole lot of room to kind of catch up, but it seemed okay, like, despite that. So that's good. Credit to the writers. This is going to be its final episode, or final season. So it'll be good to see where they go with this. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, the BTS set is out. Yeah, I feel like I haven't streamed in like a good couple weeks, and a lot of stuff has happened. The BTS set is out. The BTS Dynamite ice cream disco thing is out, and I have no desire to get that whatsoever. But if it brings in a few fans, then who am I to say people can't be fans of Lego? I mean, I got the Queer Eye set, and I almost got the Office set, but I decided that the Office set just wasn't my bag, so I didn't get that. For more of the reason that I never really watched the show, and to me it was a box. It was just, a cube full of minifigures, and I was really never into getting the minifigures. So, and the little bits that are from the show didn't hold any nostalgia for me, so I just didn't get it. But yeah, the BTS set, I'm like, okay, well, I mean, sure, why not? We've got an Elvis and Rolling Stones art set, so I mean, it's not like music hasn't been done. But at the same time, I'm like, really? It's just like 7, 8 minifigures in like a really not great designed chunks of a record store, an ice cream place, a disco. Like, I don't know what else is in there. It just seems very money grabby. The Rivendell set, however, looks amazing, and I will be getting that. So I'm very excited for that. How's this going to go in there? Like that. We got that so far. We got a couple new Marvel sets that are coming out. We've got the Bowie, and then another like Rocket's escape ship or something, which actually looks pretty cool. The Bowie I'm not sure about. It looks kind of... It looks like a well-designed Lego set, but I'm just... I'm not sure that I like the design of the ship in universe itself. It looks fine. I haven't looked too closely at that in terms of figures or price or anything, but I know that's out. The A-frame had come out recently. I don't know that I'm going to get that, but it looks like a fun build. Let's see. Trying to think of some other. I saw something today that was another leak, but it wasn't a leak. It was like on actual Lego promotional thing. So I was like, it's just a bad photo. It's not a leak. Now I can't remember what it is. It was on the Ambassador Network page. Could probably go look. Excuse me. Hello, we've noticed you've got an ad blocker. Why, yes I do. Community, activity, all activity. Don't know what set that is. Whew. Maybe I should not have had this beer. And Sudafed. Do not mix drugs and alcohol, kids. There's a big discussion going on with lugs no longer, especially RFLMs, no longer choosing to support or talk about advent calendar leaks. Maybe that was it. About Harry Potter sets. So that was actually kind of interesting. There's some Indiana Jones stuff going around. Oh, the Up House. Carl's Up House. That's what it was. And I haven't seen a whole lot of it, but the pictures are legit. So, I mean, it's just like, yeah, it's just promotional stuff. They're just garbage quality pictures. But yeah, Rivendell looks top notch. We'll definitely be picking that up. And I like the fact that they're like, this is the only set we're really going to do. Here's all the figures. We're not playing around. They're just all here. Yeah, there's Indiana Jones sets because there's going to be an Indiana Jones movie. Excuse me. And here you go. Here are your dark orange pumpkins. So you can get now orange pumpkins, dark orange pumpkins, and then red pumpkins from the money tree, right? The Lunar New Year money tree. So you can have a whole like harvest festival of pumpkins. And in this case, the pumpkins aren't even really pumpkins, they're just like blooms. There's blooms over there. These whips are great pieces to have as other things other than whips. They're great vines, they're great wires. They're good for like all kinds of greebling stuff. Cool. I think that's it. All right. So lug news for the lug people in the chat. There's going to be a draft Saturday. Missy, I don't know if you're going to that or not. It's going to be the Tiger. This guy. I think you can get him for $25 if you wanted to grab one and go to Lasso's house. I would, but I am deathly ill. Oh, you know what? I missed a piece over here. I was gonna say, why do I have that big old thing left over? I'm getting all these extra whips. Are you kidding me? That can't be right. Yeah, how many whips? 1, 2, 3. And I've got 3 extra? That seems wrong. What's up, Mayo? Alright, I'm taking it. I mean, that may not be an extra piece. Don't think T-squares get to be extra pieces, but what are you going to do? We're moving on. How's your world, Mayo? Yep. Just popped all the muscles between my shoulder, all the vertebrae between my shoulder blades with that one. A lot of butter yellow flowers in here. Got these guys, these paddles, these dark red paddles. Oars. Oh, and this one's got some of these orange claws. Yeah, I would draft this set. This, I mean, if it ever went on discount, because it's $60 right now. I think this one's 60 and the other one's 50. I would totally draft this set. So we've got bright orange claws. We've got some orange epaulets. This is olive green. Plant leaves, olive green tree elements, limb elements. A lot of these dark green spiky flower things. I'm going to be making a bazillion of those flower things. I'm not looking forward to that. University crap. Well, stick to it. You got this. Got a steering wheel. Got a rice hat. Got these guys. Rice hat? Sun hat? It's a different kind of hat. I just don't know what to call it. Rice patty hat? Gardening hat? I don't know. Last piece of work. Artwork? Work? Kind of work. Black 4-bar. Can't get distracted by Lego content. So the funniest part about being when I went to the ER was that I had no shoes, and when I went in there, I didn't have a shirt on. So no shoes or no shirt, and I feel like that's why I didn't get service for 4 hours. And then they usually give you those hospital socks with the grippies, which nobody gave me until like I was getting my discharge paperwork, and the nurse practitioner, tech, whoever, doctor was like, "Did nobody give you socks?" And I'm like, "No." And they're like, "Well, here, have some socks." I'm like, "We're leaving." I'm like, "Sure, I'll put these on, but I mean, we're on our way out." So that was funny. So now I have a pair of socks to go with Beth's 27 pairs of socks. All right, got that. And here we go. I need to attach all the things. How do they want me to do that? Okay. Sports and politics videos. Speaking of which, no, it's not politics. I was just watching the She Believes soccer tournament, U.S. and Canada. The U.S. was winning 2-0, 80th minute, so I think they got it. Austin FC came out with all the MLS jerseys came out yesterday, the 2023 kits, and Austin's has got some mixed reviews. I'm not a huge fan of it. I'll probably get a replica jersey. I don't think I'll get an authentic jersey. I'm thinking mostly about my spending this year and trying to save a little bit, knowing I'm going to get that Rivendell set. But first game is next weekend, first game of the season. So I know I'll probably spring for a replica jersey at least. All right, 4 of those. Whew. Very bouquet-ish. Good old Black Claw here. So there's a show on Netflix we tried to watch the other day, and it was a David Tennant show, and both Beth and I kind of turned to each other and went, "This is not good," and we were really upset. It was a show called Inside Man, and it was David Tennant and Stanley Tucci and a handful of other famous personages, and yeah, like 30 minutes in or so, we're just like, I don't like what's going on. Like, I don't like the way it's being written, and I don't like... It's one of those where it's a fictional account, and I think it may be based off something, but it's a crime drama, and David Tennant is a vicar, Anglican church, and Stanley Tucci is on death row, and for whatever reason, he's got this agreement with the warden to bring him certain cases. So there's these 3 stories that you can tell are going to collide. There's an investigative reporter lady, and then there's Stanley Tucci's character who's on death row, but he like meets with people with interesting cases, which I don't know what that means. And then there's David Tennant, who's a vicar, but he is covering for one of his parishioners or for one of the people who he knows who is into porn, and he takes a flash drive from him because his mom's going to come find it, and so he hides it, and then he forgets about it and takes it home, and his son's tutor is there, and he says, oh, just put my modules on this thumb drive that he finds in the keychain, and of course the lady puts it in the computer, and it's child porn, right? And she's like, you have to talk to your son because he's into some bad stuff. And David Tennant's like, it's mine. He starts covering for him for no reason. And then there's like an altercation and the lady gets pushed down some stairs. And we're like, it's one of those where had they just been like rational human beings about it and not jumped to like a bunch of conclusions, the entire story wouldn't have happened. And so both of us are like, this is not great. This is not. And it's Stephen Moffat too, so we were really excited that it was Stephen Moffat and David Tennant working together, but it was just like after about half hour, like, no, I don't believe any of this would happen like that. There's just no way. So we stopped watching it. It was a mini series too, and we're like, well, I guess we're not going to watch that. So I am what's the new thing? Not upselling, but downselling. I'm downselling this. This show. Just not a fan. Can't tell where you want me to put these. Sure. And then another one of these flowers with another one of these guys. These rocks. And I just bought a bunch of those angled nougat. Journal of Scots, what's up? I got a bunch of nougat angled things for the horse hooves there. So yeah. Don't know where you want that. I'll just put that there. And here you go. Yeah, they are. Remember when we first got them? I think the first time I noticed them, it was this set. This Taskmaster Black Widow set. And I've taken it off because I was going to use it, but this guy was standing on one of them. And I was like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen, is they can kind of pose like that. All right. How you doing, Scott? How's your world? I love the cute ones. I love the acute ones. Part of my favorite... there's a lot of reasons I like being on TikTok. But one of them is like dad jokes. I just love dad jokes. And I just saw one that was... I'm going to screw it up now. Something like the criminal proton or something like that. Where do criminal protons go? To prison. It's a light sentence. Something like that. Yeah, right. Well, now you can order it in bulk. Just get it from Bricks and Pieces or get it from the Pick a Brick Wall when they show up, or just Bricklink it like I do. I love the Facebook groups that are like, I feel like some Facebook groups that I'm on are with people that aren't really in the know. Oh, speaking of CMFs, I still have to get a Spaceman. that kind of got derailed. I completely forgot about that. We did the library thing, and then I was all about trying to find a spaceman, and then got real sick, went to the ER, totally lost track of like everything. And now I'm just like trying to get back into the world. But yeah, got to get that brown spaceman with the baby. Oh, what were we talking about? Crap. No, not yet. I think when like I was going around with Lasso trying to find one, we're just trying to go to like Targets and Walmarts just to see if they even had them in bags that we could feel the bags. But everywhere we went, all they had was like Series 22, not even Series 23. And we're like, ugh. So I'm going to try to go back again. I just want one. All I need is one. Like, I'd be willing to buy it from somebody, but every time I go to Macari, they're like, $25. I'm like, it's a $5 figure, man. Stop doing that to people. Modified Vader's Castle. So how are you modifying it? Is it a mod that you found on Rebrickable, or are you just doing it yourself? Oh, that Ridiculous AF is really good. I'm gonna have to tell my friend Dan about it. I got the soccer referee, which is really cool. I think that and the space person was the only one I really wanted. So like right off the bat, I got the soccer lady, and I'm like, sweet. Kind of wanted the space person now, but that's okay. One or two ain't bad. Okay. Ooh, this is gonna be crammed on there. All right, there's most of it. It's coming together really nicely. Just chock full. You can almost smell it. You can almost smell like the dusty potpourri kind of just by looking at it. Beefing it up with Sith Caves. I have an extra I can give you, Ben. Frankie! What's up, Frankie? Frankie, my hero. Hey, Frankie, check this out. Woot! Check out the legs on that guy. So there's your lance horn. That worked out really well, I think. These are not straight. Turned out really good, those legs. I thought I ordered a pair of knives to go here, but those posts work pretty well too, so I'm just going to keep those. Everything else looked pretty good. So, appreciate that. Are you going to be at the meeting on Sunday? I'm going to bring all these guys. I needed one of these. I love it. Beth's just in there cackling to... What are you watching now? She's not listening. So, years and years ago, we started dating, and thank you, Missy. I actually have a grazer too. The grazer is almost the exact same as the lance horn. Just a few changes to the antlers and some of the cylinders and body parts. Grazer is one that Aloy interacts with earlier than a lance horn, so I figure I should get that one done too. So years and years ago, Beth and I are dating, and I keep trying to get her to watch these British panel shows, and she's like, whatever. She watched one, and it's okay, and what, blah, blah, blah. So about 2 weeks ago, maybe, she discovers that there's a guy on these panel shows named John Richardson. And she has not stopped watching British panel shows, but only ones with him on it. So I think that's hilarious. And these are with dot down. Okay. So I need to do that 22 times. So I'm not sure how big a meeting it's going to be Sunday. It might not be very big. It might be huge. I don't know. Nobody's going to be there to collect. I'm not bringing any loose or bulk brick for anybody. If you haven't got it by now, sorry if you've already even paid for it, but I'm not going to keep schlepping it back and forth for everybody. Did you guys do the CMF trade thing with Will and Michaela? I didn't get to go to that. I don't have a whole lot of CMFs. 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. No new ships in Bad Batch yet, Frankie. Speaking of Star Wars stuff. Yeah, it's a good idea. It hit at a time I wasn't really able to go. So, but I'm hoping that the group starts doing more stuff like that, where it's like, hey, you got an idea, you want to do a thing, just do it. It doesn't require like approval or anything. Just, if you feel like it's something you want to do, then do it. This did say 22, right? Seems like a lot. Oh, you did? It was cool. Right on. I saw a picture. So I don't think I'm going to get many more Horizon guys done by Brick Rodeo. I'm going to try, but there are... Well, I don't even want to look right now, but there are a lot. Even in the first game. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to get them all done by then. Especially since I've done the small ones for the most part already. The next ones are going to be big. I think the one after the Sawtooth is going to be a Bellowback, which is another sort of... did I not do that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 22. 22 plus those, okay. I think I'm going to be short, so let's do that. Waiting for all the episodes to be up. That's smart. There's 2 really good ones that happened recently. Not this last week, but the week before. They dropped 2 at once, and they were really good. They kind of were a Coruscant adjacent episodes. See, this isn't fitting too well. So there's a spacing issue because there's a thing in there and the instructions don't really go over that. So this is going to be a little weird. So I'm going to smash them all down. And then you cover it with the thing. You put a little flour on it and then you cover it. Doesn't seem nice. I don't know if I'm going to fit that in there. It's going to be interesting. So that's a little fiddly. Just keep that in mind when you're doing it. But it gets in there. Oh, and there seems to be a lot of weirdly specific extra pieces for that one. These are all cool pieces though for extras. I'll take it. All right. That's it for this instruction. Let's go back to book 2 and we'll do bag 4, and then I think I might be done because I'm starting to feel it. Probably not the best thing to mix wall fed and 11% ABV, but what are you gonna do? Come on, man. What's going on? Okay. Did I just lose internet? No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted the second book of instructions, please. Okay, this is really weird. Come on now. Oh, maybe it's just brickling or brick set. Oh, there it is. No thanks. Tried. Come on, go away. Your site's tweaking me out, man. All right, 4. Maybe 5, because this is just a base. Yeah, it's just like, no, you're done. So this is the second half. So yeah, this is one that you could do. Could you do this one together? This one you could do together? Yes. So if you wanted to build this with somebody, somebody can do a half and you can do a half. And then you can combine them by your powers combined. So you can work on that together. It's a fun little Valentine's anniversary birthday thing if you wanted to do it. Ooh, I know the heater's on because the outside is cold, but right in my face again with this heat and this sweatshirt. So, plans? Anybody got weekend plans? Other than, I guess, Lego meeting for 3 of us on Sunday. Nice. That sounds like the perfect date night. You build flowers, I'm gonna build spaceships, everybody's happy. I'm gonna build a spaceship that carries flowers. Has this piece been in any other sets? Anybody recognize that? I don't recognize it. Feels like it'd be in a video set or a friend set, like a sign, or maybe like the sketch artwork things where you have these on the back and that's where you hang things up. Put a nail in there. I mean, it looks like the nail holes for art. Just a thought. Oh, which is why that's back there. Ah, okay. Maybe it's new to this. I don't know. Was it dots? Okay. Scott knows dots. Journal of the Dots. Nephew's basketball game, right on. The draft. You going to the draft, Frankie? That's cool. I kind of wanted to do the draft, but not feeling awesome. I was like, I should probably limit myself to one thing. I mean, totally masked up at the meeting, too. So I do not want to get anybody sick. Yeah, that was a big thing, man. There's a lot of people who are kind of like really upset about that. And then other people are like, yeah, but they're going to go into other sets. So hopefully they keep making, because I mean, it's one thing to go, oh, they're just going to put pizza pie shaped tiles in all their sets now. They're going to add more of them. And it's like, well, no, they've got to be like the specific printed ones, and it's going to be really nice. So let's see, what comes out on Fridays? Anything come out on Fridays, TV show wise lately? I feel like Wednesday's cool because we get Disney stuff. So Bad Batch. Thursdays we get Picard now, for at least a little while. But it used to be Fridays you get something, and now I'm like, I don't think there's anything coming out Friday. Ant-Man. So my son has a girlfriend. He was at the library thing with her. And they've been together a few weeks now. It's really sweet. But I had to message him. I'm like, now, I know that Marvel movies have been our thing, and you and I go see the Marvel movies. But I know you have a girlfriend. So if you wanted to go see a movie with her, go see it with her. I'm fine with that. And he's like, no, it's our thing. We're going to go see it. I'm like, okay. He's like, besides, she's seen like Endgame, and that's it. Like for the Marvel movies. I'm like, well, way to jump into the deep end. Excuse me. All right, last bag. Let's do this. Looks like it's going to be more of the same. We're just repeating it on both sides. So I guess you could race whoever. It's the exact same build. I may only go about halfway through this bag, so we'll see how it goes. This is a pretty fast build, though. One of the guys in our group brought the bouquet to the last meeting, and he said it took him about 2 hours, which is actually pretty quick for 8 bags or whatever, however many pieces. So it feels repetitive, but it's just a lot. You gotta be careful with some of these smaller pieces too. Oh, Frankie, I need to talk to you about doing Pflugerville Library stuff. I got an email from a coworker of mine who also lives in Pflugerville, volunteers at the library, and she asked if I'd ever been contacted by them when they do their like kids stuff or fair stuff, and I was like, no, never have. In terms of Lego, I was like, nope, group never has. So she gave my contact to somebody, and that person emailed me and was wondering if I'd be interested, or the group would be interested in doing like a booth at kind of like a maker fair, like small because it's Pflugerville, right? And I said I'd be interested. So if that's something you'd be interested in, we could do it together. It's just having a booth, and we can just bring some models and drum up. It'll be 1st of June, so it'll be perfect time to we'll have flyers maybe for or we'll have information about Brick Rodeo we can give to people if we wanted to. So if that interests you, let me know. I'll put it to the group too. I don't think we'll probably be able to do a huge display or a huge number of people. I think a booth, meaning probably a 6-foot table or something. So maybe if the two of us got a couple tables, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. It's supposed to kick off their summer of reading event. So I was like, yeah, man, anything to get people involved, get people reading, get people interested in Lego. I'm all for it. Right on, man. I will get information. Yeah, it's like June 3rd. And it's like the middle of the afternoon, like 12 to 4 or something. So it's not even like a super all-day commitment. Roll in 10 o'clock, set up your stuff, leave by 5, go to Growler, get a beer. All good. Technically, Lasso is in the Pflugerville School District. His kid goes to Pflugerville High School. So I could ask him too if he wants to. I'll just talk about it at the meeting. See if anybody's game.
Sorry if I was laughing too loud.
You were chortling in there. What was so GD funny? John Richardson?
Yes.
I'm telling you, you don't like British TV. You like John Richardson.
I also like Doctor Who. I also like Black Books. I like Monty Python.
Well, that's true. You just like
I like John Richardson, and he happens to be British.
You just like the squirrely little OCD guy.
I feel like I can relate.
You are not OCD. I don't know who you're fooling.
OCD doesn't mean clean and tidy.
Yeah, it sure doesn't when we're talking about you.
No, there's different types of OCD.
What type are you? What is the non-clean?
I have OCD traits. I don't have actual OCD.
Is that the eyebrow thing?
The eyebrow thing, the face, the excessive worry.
The excessive worry.
Yeah, well, yeah, I obsess over. I have more of the obsessions rather than the compulsions.
There you go.
Yeah.
I thought that was just you being your mom.
Hey, my mom may be watching you. Be nice.
She's not watching me.
She might be. You don't know.
No, she's not.
You don't know her life.
If I thought she was watching me, I'd make fun of Bob Dylan. I don't know why. Don't know how that's supposed to go now. Got them arranged a certain way. So one thing I don't like about the flowers is like you don't want it to make it perfect like as they do in the instructions, but at the same time you're like, well, it all has to fit. So however they've done it is how I'm going to do it. So we had a major outage at work. We were having. Have you watched the Last of Us yet? I'm also waiting until all episodes of that one too. Yeah, we watched. There was a one they did ahead of time on Friday because the Super Bowl was coming out, so they didn't want to compete for Sunday night. So yeah, we're current. I'm liking it. I never played the game, so I kind of want to go back and play the game. But even now, it's like a 7-year-old game or something, and it's still like $80 on a PS5. So anyway, this big day ahead of us. We're training in this new software. There's like 7 of us, and it wasn't really software that I was really concerned about, so I wasn't that concerned about it too much in terms of like paying attention and whatever. 9 to 4 training is really rough. So at about 8:30, when we got a message that people were having problems accessing one of our servers, and that whatever it was may have started late last night at like 9:30, and we didn't really recognize it until now. And I was like, oh crap, well, there goes my wanting to be in training because I'm going to have to figure out this problem. And I honestly don't know what the problem was, more that it was something that happened and that it recorded an event, and then the event wasn't cleared, so it looked like it was still a problem, but it wasn't really, and all this kind of stuff. But the report back from our support vendor was that there was a kernel panic. So like the OS kernel in the computer freaked out for some reason, and it tried to move a bunch of virtual machines off of one of the hosts and onto another host, but then it looked like the node had failed, and blah 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 blah, all this stuff happened. But I just love the phrase kernel panic. So I told my boss, I was like, Kernel Panic is my MC Frontalot tribute band. And he goes, and you could be known as Colonel. Like, yes. See how that works? What's up, Con? Drive-by liking. Thank you. Good to see you. Hope you're feeling well. Hope your week's going well. And I hope you have a good weekend. And I hope to be able to view Good Morning Brick World this weekend. Because I don't think I've got a lot going on. So, we shall see. All right, I think I'm going to be wrapping this up. So you hit it right at the perfect time. Yeah, I think I'm going to be done with this for tonight because head's starting to swim a little bit and hands are getting shaky. So I think I'm going to be done. Thank you all for being here and coming back. I know it's been like a week or more, but hopefully we'll get to do more stuff. I'm going to start another Horizon Beast soon. I'll order parts for the next one for the Sawtooth. I'll take a nice picture of the mock once it's done all being set up. Finish this guy out. Do the other one. Still got some microfighters I got on deck to do for a change. There's a couple like TIE Fighter variants that I can work on really easily. So we'll knock some of those out. But yeah, just kind of cruise until Brick Rodeo. And it'll be fun. So thanks again for being here. You guys have a good night. I will talk to you soon. Take care. Peace out.